the comic culture. I'm your host, AJ. Tonight I've got Eman and Luke, and joining us later will be Red. Good evening, fellas.
Hey. Good evening.
What's going on?
You did not unmute yourself during the intro like you're supposed to, so no one heard the first part.
Damn it.
Remember, you are supposed to unmute yourself.
How much did they not hear?
A whole thing until the intro stopped. Hey, it's all right. Hey, look, we run into technical difficulties. Yeah. It's a part of podcasting.
What happens when you go live?
Exactly. See, you were going to catch those bloopers live instead of waiting for the real, or the Patreon that we're going to put up someday for the bloopers. Hey, you get a live blooper right there, right then. Boom. That's it right there.
Yep. Oh, before we get started, guys, to all our listeners, make sure you follow that like button. Make sure you subscribe to that channel of ours, and make sure you subscribe to Eman's channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when we drop new videos, all right?
Oh, since we're on it, man, make sure you go ahead and follow Luke Weeks' Instagram, and make sure to jump on Rare Keys and the First Appearance Comics on Facebook. I mean, well, since we're doing that now, let's go ahead and do it. Let's throw everyone's and C-list villainous Red. Let's throw that out there too.
I don't know where Villainous Red is right now. I think he's working some overtime, so hopefully he'll get to join us.
Just don't say that you miss him in such a way that it sounds like he's dead, like you did that last time with Luke. He's not dead, man. He'll be back. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Red. Good times.
Yeah. How's everyone's week been?
Chill. It's been real chill, man, and hardly any activity. Sometimes you want some activity to happen, and it's just chill. The other night, I went out. We went and had dinner outside. Hey, pandemic is starting to ease up slightly. Hopefully, the Delta variant doesn't mess with us and starts shutting stuff down. I have a trip at the end of the month that I'm going to, and I'm hoping that it doesn't get canceled. So that's a worry.
Now, are you guys going to watch Black Widow this weekend?
I don't know. I completely forgot about it. So I need to make that effort to at least watch it by the time the next podcast happens for sure. So see what happens.
I feel kind of like it already came out last year. You know what I mean? Because it was supposed to come out last September. So I feel like it already came out. And then I'm like watching it again. I don't know. I just feel like I might actually skip this one.
It sucks. It sucks because it sounds a lot like a lot of people are over it before it even started, just because of how late it is. And it's not like Marvel's fault or anything like that, right?
It's not. But we've been seeing trailers now for over 2 years, and I'm just over it. I'm like, I'll catch it on when it comes to Disney Plus. But I'm gonna skip the theater for this one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm gonna skip it as well. It just like, I don't know if maybe like the second time around when they've been pushing it, it just doesn't seem like they've been pushing it as much. And I remember when the pandemic hit last year, all those toys and all those figures that you saw at the stores, and all that marketing has been gone.
Look, there's nothing like watching a movie in the movie theater, especially if you get those premium seats. I'm the kind of guy that likes to spend the extra money to get the premium seats, to get the premium sound, to get the premium video quality. I will spend $20 a ticket to watch a top quality action movie in that format, because it's clearer, it sounds better. You have 126 speakers in some of these theaters that make the sound just sound so much better. Plus, you have the comfortable chairs. There's nothing like watching a movie in the movie theater.
Do you like
the
moving chairs? Do you like the moving chairs?
For some movies, yes.
Is that still a thing, though? Is that still a thing?
honestly, we're just getting back into movies, AJ. I'm hoping that it is for some movies. But in reality, this is the time when us fans need to go out and support. We need to go pour our money back into the movie theater so that way they don't shut down. That way we get another Marvel movie. That way, Marvel and Disney is happy with the product that they're pushing out. Because
I want another Marvel movie. I do not want another Black Widow movie.
See, and I think we need to do it. I think we need to watch it in the movie theaters, you guys. But that's just me. Like, I'm scared to go to the movie theaters. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, I'm vaccinated. Let's go. No, I don't trust those other fools out there. However, I would, if I had, if I was comfortable enough, I would go to the movie theater and watch this one.
I think that's the thing, though. People aren't comfortable enough. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I get it. I really, really do. Like we're especially with the new variant that's out there, and I'm not talking about the Loki variant. We'll talk about that later. I'm talking about the new coronavirus variant. So that's kind of scary, right? So I'm hoping that we can get this thing under control, so that way we do get our lives back, so we can watch movie theaters, movies in the movie theater again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be it's a slow burn. Hopefully, this time next year, we'll be more talking about getting ready for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not the main topic. Black Widow is not the main topic for tonight. Tonight we've got to talk about Loki episode 5.
Ooh, what a fantastic topic, Mr. AJ. I'm digging this.
What are your thoughts and theories on the show, Eman?
Thoughts? I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like the Richard E. Grant old school Loki. I like all the other Lokis that we saw. I like how it shows that no matter how shitty of a person you are, no matter what, you can still change. And it showed that Loki can still change into the Loki we learn to love later on in the movies. In his timeline, he's still in the old school Avengers timeline. But it also showed that we can grow to love a Loki that can change for the greater good. So that's the one thing that I really like the most about this episode.
Okay. Now, the one thing that I'm kind of curious about is, well, you know what? We'll get back to that at the end. Luke, what did you think about the show?
I'm even more convinced now that everyone's going to be a Loki, including Ravonna. I'm telling you, I think she's going to be a Loki. This was a fever dream of an episode, from the opening French horns that were blaring in that like rumble, almost like it sounded like the beginning of it sounded like the beginning of like Gladiator, the movie Gladiator. And I actually watched it again today. It's the first time I've ever rewatched back to back an episode. This may have been my favorite hour of Disney Plus.
Whoa!
This goes into The Mandalorian.
Whoa, that's big.
I was so floored by this. And if you guys are out there listening, let us know what you guys think. But I've read a couple comments of guys saying the same thing, but it was a fever dream of brilliance, in my opinion.
Right. Now, have we ever seen, I'm going to butcher the name, Alioth? Is that a character that we've seen in the comics?
Is it Alioth or Alioth? I don't remember him. He looked familiar, or it looked familiar. But whatever, they kept referring to it as a shark, which was
yeah.
There was a lot of things where they were just talking really fast, and I couldn't keep up. And when I can't keep up with the plot, I love it, because that's not usually, I'm ahead of a plot in my mind.
Right.
I couldn't keep up with this one, and so I just felt like a kid. I felt like a kid on a roller coaster the whole time. I was just like, "This is what's going on."
Okay, so let me go ahead and read a little bit about Alioth here, directly from Marvel.fandom. Alioth is the first being who broke free from the constraints of time, which makes sense according to the show, right?
Right.
His empire is larger than that of Kang himself, stretching billions of years before the rise of man on Earth.
What was his first appearance? Does it say his first comic appearance?
First appearance was Avengers: The Terminatrix Objective #1 in 1993.
Oh, Avengers: The Terminatrix. So that could be an interesting book to find.
So, okay, check this out. So here's another thing. It is because of Alioth that Kang never attempted to expand his empire vertically into more distant time eras and therefore extends only as far back as 2000 BC. Kang created a barrier preventing Alioth from entering his domain. The fact that they are mentioning Kang here
is awesome.
Is quite interesting because we're expecting and we're waiting for Kang to be introduced into the MCU according to rumors, and with Alioth in this latest episode, it brings up a whole set of speculation regarding the MCU now. Whoa.
If we get a Jonathan Majors intro next week, I would die.
That would go against your theory, though.
I don't think we're going to. I think am I gonna go that far? I don't think we're going to. I don't think we're gonna get a Kang. The castle, everyone's saying it's Von Doom or Kang.
I've heard Doom. Yeah, I've heard that.
Doom, Kang. Gosh. It could be Ravonna. I think they're gonna go to the castle. It could be Ravonna in there as like the Queen Loki. Right. That's kind of also what I was thinking, that it's going to be her sitting in there saying, "I've been waiting for you," you know.
Queen Loki?
Queen Loki, yeah. I think Ravonna is the big baddie, and I think she's going to be Queen Loki.
You know what? Go ahead. It sounds like you're going to read something, Eman.
No, I was just going back to the whole. So we're thinking that Ravonna is the Lokiest Loki of them all,
or
according to what you're saying.
Yeah, or an enchantress, or some type of, or maybe she's Kang's partner in crime.
I mean, I believe in the comic books, she has a relationship with Kang.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah,
if she and Kang had this partnership going on where she ran the TVA, but he created the TVA.
But what did you guys say last week? There will not be any character bigger than the lead character of the TV show. So if that's the case, we're not going to get Kang. But if we get some kind of mention, nod, or wink, wink.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the actual actor. It could be maybe like a mention of the name, or like a statue or something, right?
It could be, but it's a matter of whether it should be or will it be. You know, it's just holding on to the idea that we're going to get Kang in this show. I think it's a little too far-fetched, don't you think?
I think so. I think it's too much to ask.
I think it's gonna. Of course, I think the ending, of course, is going to be pretty basic. In we're going to find out what Ravonna is all about, and then the Lokis kill her. I mean, that's kind of like the formula, right? With Marvel.
I don't think she's going to die. I think the actress is a good enough actress. They want to keep her around. Yeah, she's a really good actress.
I really like Sylvie. Like, I like that actress a lot. I think she's really playing her very well. I'm growing to like her a lot as an actress. I don't even know who she is, and I think she's doing a great job. Like, I care about that Loki a lot more than Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
Here's the thing, though. I almost feel as though if there's going to be someone that dies, it's going to be her.
Yeah, I do feel that too.
That makes me sad.
I feel it's that.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Tom Hiddleston's Loki has to die too. Like his death really was impactful in Infinity War. Endgame.
Yeah.
He needs to die.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
no, Infinity War. Yeah, he needs to die.
Well, I think we've broached the subject before. He could stay dead, and he could do his own thing and just never interact with those other MCU characters.
Unless this is truly the beginning of the multiverse, because we already got the What If trailer.
Other than Thor, he has no other relation with any of those other MCU characters. So he can never run maybe he'll never run into Thor again, but he could still interact. I mean, we don't even know how much longer Hemsworth wants to play Thor, right?
True. You know what I want to see then? You know what I want to see? I mentioned it before. I want to see our Loki interact with the Grandmaster one more time. Their interaction was fantastic with Jeff Goldblum. I love the Grandmaster. That quirky character and Tom Hiddleston's Loki together again. I think that's what needs to happen.
They are great. They are great together.
That chemistry is fantastic. I love it.
And Taika Waititi's character, I forget his name, the Rock guy.
Krug,
yeah.
Krug. Hello, mate.
In my opinion, though, the star of this episode for me was Richard E. Grant. Probably one of the best scenes with no lines when he was
conjuring up
the city. And I was seriously just watching it. I just had like tears streaming down my face. I was like, this is so awesome. And then because you knew he was sacrificing himself for the Lokis. That's not in Loki's character.
That was his grand purpose right there, is to help the other Lokis. So he's still being selfish, I guess, right? Because he's helping a Loki, but he's helping Loki for the greater good while sacrificing himself.
That was an incredible, and that was a master class in acting scene, though. That was just a phenomenal scene.
And they
Korg. Sorry, his name was Korg, the rock guy. My bad. As you were, AJ, I apologize. Cut you off.
Yeah, they kept King Loki, and I've read a lot of things on the intranets that it's already setting up for the next line of Avengers. They've already,
the Young Avengers.
Yeah,
we're already getting glimpses of the Young Avengers. We have Kate Bishop coming in. We already have the introduction of Wiccan and Speed, and then we also have Ms. Marvel with Kamala Khan coming.
Oh, that's right.
Right, and then young Loki. So, and then the new Falcon.
Yeah.
Isaac's grandson. So yeah, they're weighing heavily on the next generation. So hopefully they can develop them into the superstars that we hope they can be. Huge shoes to fill for sure, but can they keep it going? The most important thing is try not to fill those shoes because you're going to fail. The most important thing is to continue the tradition and the greatness. If you try to fill those shoes like Chris Evans, Captain America, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of whether they can continue the legacy.
Yeah, they won't. If they try and make it like a team thing, I'm not sure if it's going to be as huge of a success as the Avengers was. Kind of like how we saw in the New Mutants movie, how they really pushed teen drama, and it was just a failure. Robert Downey Jr. and they were already all like pretty established actors, coming into it.
I mean, I think that this new batch of the Avengers, they're not going to be. It's going to be a good, I would say, at least 5 to 10 years before this team that we are theorizing will be the next batch that they'll call them the next batch of Avengers. Because these kids are like supposed to be like 12, 13 years old. You know, I mean, it's going to be a while before they become young adults and become heroes.
And that's a huge gamble that Marvel Studios is putting on a lot of these kids, right? Because we're hoping that they're going to be the next batch of Avengers before they've even proven themselves as actors. So it's one of those things where they have to mold these kids into becoming the actors that they want them to be able to portray the characters that they're trying to bring forth, right? So there's a lot of investment into these kids that Marvel's putting in and a lot of trust. So let's just hope that they're making the right decision.
They're still young enough, and they're because they're relatively unknown. Like the actress who's playing Kamala Khan, that's gonna be hard to replace because she's already been cast as that. And then same with Kate with the new Hawkeye. But the other ones, like I don't remember their names. I wouldn't know what they look like. I don't remember, you know.
Mm-hmm. Kate Bishop, Speed, Wiccan, the new Falcon, Kamala Khan. There's already a lot that they're going to introduce or have already introduced. So let's like in Feige we trust. That's what I keep saying, right? I'm just gonna have to trust. In Feige, I trust.
In Feige, you trust.
Yeah. I saw that coming. In Feige, I trust. Oh man.
You know, another thing that I know that it's not Sentry, but the fact that they were also calling what was it, that cloud Althioid? Alioth. They were also calling it Void, and every time they said Void, I was thinking Sentry.
Why? But I don't know that reference.
Well, because Sentry is essentially like a Marvel version of Superman, right?
Okay.
But he has like this alter ego called the Void.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like this. Then it's like this all-powerful thing that Sentry's always scared of.
So he's afraid of his alter ego, which is quite powerful.
Yeah. Again, I don't know too much of the Sentry lore. I just know that much that when I think of Void, I think of Sentry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that was just the thing they called it, but I don't think it's a callback to Sentry at all. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Out of a comic grading scale, what are you guys going to give it? Luke?
I would give it a 9.9.
Wow.
So
wow, Luke.
I'm not going the full 10. I even almost wanted to give it a 10, but I'm holding out because then I can never go higher.
Right.
But I'm going to give it a 9.9. I really thought it was probably one of the best hours of television I've seen in a long time.
Okay, so our friend here, Diajay Mallard, did you guys see Throg also?
Yeah.
That was Throg, wasn't it? Is that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure it was confirmed. I think it even said it on the jar.
I was talking about. I was like, what is that frog? Who's the frog?
That's Throg, because you saw the Thor hat. You saw Mjolnir right next to him. Yes. So I was like, did we just get introduced to Throg? So
Thor got excited right here.
When I saw that, I was happy. Thor was excited too. Look, oh, Daddy, they're talking about Throg.
Fruit Farms, I like that shirt, man.
Beats. Wait, what was it? Bears Beats. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, and then what did you guys think of the Thanos chopper? That
was cool. I mean, it's a throwback to the old school comic. I thought it was cool. They also had, I think, the Living Tribunal. I thought there was a like a statue head of it.
Of one of the Living Tribunals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those huge heads. I was like, what are all these huge heads? And why did ships keep appearing? It was confusing. Because there was an old pirate ship and then a World War II ship showed up. I was like, what's up with all these ships?
Yeah, I was wondering how can a World War II ship cause a Nexus event.
Yeah, that's what I was super like. There's all these Easter eggs that you can dive into. What and the pizza car? What was this? And I couldn't.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Of the company, I couldn't read it out.
Who was it that said that what they should have had is they should have had Owen Wilson riding a jet ski?
That was Red. Didn't he say that he wants to see that? Owen Wilson riding a jet ski at the end?
At the end, the last episode, we need to see Owen on a jet ski saying wow or whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
Eman, what's your comic grading scale?
Okay, so here's my question. So once the next episode comes out, can we go ahead and reevaluate these scores? Because
no, it's set in stone, man.
Okay, 9.6.
Okay.
In hopes that we're gonna get a 9.8 or even a mint 10 next week. No, you know what? No. Because I thought this was the best episode of Loki so far, and I've given everything like 9.4, 9.6. I'm going to give this one a 9.8. 9.8. I will give this one a 9.8. The only thing that really bothered me about this episode, and it is nitpicking, is the way Richard Grant was holding his hands up like he's trying to bring up.
Oh, look too fake.
It looked a little too.
He was hemming it up a little bit.
That was the point.
He was
going theater.
He was
thespian.
It was super thespianish. It was like, come to me.
He was going thespian on us, and I loved it.
But so that's why it's 9.8 because it's a little. That's the only thing there.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about him because he went totally like Shakespearean thespian, like
yeah, totally.
I want to give it a 10. I want to. But if I give this a 10, then that will only I'm shooting myself for the next episode to be a failure. So I'm going to go 9.8 or 9.9. I'm going 9.9 as well. With the hopes the last episode will be a 10.
You get a gold tag on that one right there. So 9.9. Very interesting there, AJ.
With the hopes that the last episode will be a 10, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was a great episode.
It was the best episode of Loki. It was the best Marvel episode made yet. I've never cried during an episode of anything that Marvel's made yet. After Endgame, because Endgame, it was like a sob fest for the entire movie. And then the Stark funeral is just like my wife and I were passing back a tissue box, but yeah, that was ridiculous. I've not the Stark funeral obviously was just ridiculous, but but this one was more like tears of just like joy in my face, where I was like, what am I watching? It was so awesome.
It was good. It was very good. I loved it. I'm gonna watch it again with Mimi and Erica, like either tonight or tomorrow. Like we're gonna watch it for sure. So I want to be able to see if I can catch any of those extra Easter eggs. Throg.
I saw. I was like, who's the frog? I couldn't.
That's Throg.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now Throg's officially in the MCU. All the Throg fans out there should be extremely happy right now.
Him and Gator Loki, they can battle it out.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Exactly. You're gonna get that right there. I love how Richard E. Grant was the only one that understood Alligator Loki, right? That was super funny.
Like poured wine into his mouth.
That's right. He's a Loki.
But the Vote Loki, President Loki or whatever, with like the suit that got his hand bit off. Like
yeah.
All those guys might still be alive. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything about those. Now, here's my question. Those other people that came in with President Loki, are we supposed to assume that all of them are Lokis, or were they all minions? That's the question.
I got that they were all Lokis.
Yeah? But wouldn't a Loki say and announce himself as Loki? No, I am a Loki.
Well, because
I'm here for glory.
Go to that same planet. You know what I mean? Do all the pruned people go to that same planet? We don't know that either. So if there are other characters who have been pruned, you know, other variants of different characters.
So it looks like every character that gets pruned goes there, but it's their sentence to death, because then Eliath comes in and finishes them off.
Tears them up, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get pruned to die there. You get pruned to die in this void.
Yeah. And to go back on that question, the reason why I think all of those were Lokis is because they all were fighting each other in that one scene. Because they were all trying to betray each other. They were all trying to be the top dog.
Yes.
And apparently only Lokis can survive in the void. So I don't. It's fun to think that they were all Lokis, but I would also believe if they were all like minions of some sort, somehow, some way.
Yes.
So
yeah, that could be true, but there was one Loki who had like a bicycle helmet. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
I just with that scene alone, I absolutely loved how it was just a lot of what the fuck am I watching here?
Yeah.
What? And the hand getting bit off was so shocking. I was like, no! It was like horrified. I was like, no!
The head getting bit off was hilarious. I was like, dude, it was such a fun mess to see that scene right there. It was just fun. That was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next topic. I think everyone's been seeing all the posts from Hugh Jackman. First, he posted a shot of Wolverine's claws, and then he posted a picture of himself and Eman's boy, Mr. Marvel himself. Now, was this just a fuck with us, or do you guys think that there's something going on where maybe he'll come back as Wolverine? Just maybe not even a full movie, but a cameo.
Hold on. Let's just go ahead and officially ask the question, AJ, if you don't mind. What was Wolverine doing with Kevin Feige? Hold on. Wait, what's going on here?
Well, it's no secret because this news did come out, I think, in January, that Kevin and the Marvel, they are working on an entire Wolverine saga. So not just they're thinking of movies, and they're thinking of a series where it's like each episode is a different Wolverine.
Okay.
So there's an entire universe they're kind of building around Wolverine, and I think they probably brought Hugh in to help facilitate that. Whether he is kind of old man Logan, which I would die and go to freaking heaven if we had an old man Logan. Wolverine 66 to 72, baby. That's my favorite Wolverine saga of all time. If you have not read Wolverine 66 to 72, Old Man Logan, it's just like this. It's like reading a book. If we get that, I would just die. I love that arc. So if Hugh is coming back for that, I'm all down. He's not going to be young Wolverine anymore. That's gone.
Can't. I mean, they could, with technology, they can DH him, but I don't think that that's what they want to do.
What was that Robert De Niro movie? Like, I think last year
Irishman.
Tried to DH him.
Yeah, The Irishman.
Oh my god, and it just did not work.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
It was so bad. He was just like so stiff. He's supposed to be like 35.
Oh. But I mean, do you think? So, do you think he will be in a movie with the MCU, or he's just helping push some sort of Wolverine agenda?
Yeah, I think he's helping. Whether he's a star in a movie, I think he. Oh, I hope he will be, but it was such an enigmatic post that. I mean, I loved it. I mean, obviously, anyone holding on to a Hulk 181 today is happy.
Yeah.
So, if you got your Hulk 181s, make sure you get these. These are going to start blowing up pretty fast. So,
whoa, what is that? Is that Hulk 181?
Yeah, Hulk 181.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to get that. I can't afford it. I have 27 children and 2 car payments. So no, I'm not going to get that, whether it blows up or not, Luke.
We'll get the facsimile. The facsimiles are only like $10.
Oh, okay. I have like 4 of those, thanks to AJ.
Maybe he's helping to find the new Wolverine, says Sinister Titan.
Ah,
very well. That could very well be. I mean, if there's one person who would know what it takes to be the Wolverine character, it would be him. So, you know.
So I have another question, and this is just for us, okay? And I think this is a pretty serious question that I should throw out there. I really want to bring this up, so you guys ready? Which one of these guys do you think is red because he's not here? I just want to know which one of these viewers is red.
Sinister Titan.
I'm just, there's a lot of questions here. Oh man. Just real fast, my thoughts. I think he might be brought in at least for a cameo to introduce the X-Men, like in some way. Like in some kind of warping faction between the multiverse, introducing the MCU to the X-Men, and in passing, you're going to see a Wolverine, and it's probably Hugh Jackman right there. That's what I'm thinking. So a quick cameo in passing.
You know who I'd also like them to bring back if they're going to bring back Wolverine, Hugh Jackman? I would love to see the guy who played Cyclops.
James Masterson or something like that. Masterson.
I don't know if that's his name.
Cyclops X-Men movie. I'm gonna get you this name right here. Yes, it's Scott Summers. I know that. James Marsden.
Yes, that's it.
James Marsden. Yeah, I liked him as Cyclops. But apparently, I don't think he liked the role.
I think he did have some issues. That's why, like in the X-Men 3, he was barely in it. But then he did come back at the end of Days of Future Past.
Yeah. Maybe for another podcast, AJ. But we should really think if we want to bring, or if we want certain characters brought from the Fox world over into the MCU, which actors or actresses would you want to come? I think that's a pretty good question to ponder, right? Because not all of them sucked. We want to see Hugh Jackman Wolverine come over. It would be awesome if we can get, Patrick Stewart alive for the next one. That would be pretty cool.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I'm thinking age-wise, they're not going to, like, I wouldn't want to see anyone else other than those two. And now more so in a cameo role.
Who played Professor X in the younger
Fassbender, Michael Fassbender.
No. X, not Magneto.
Oh, James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, bald, did look like Xavier in the X-Men movie. Do you think he should come over? I think Fassbender should come over. I really do.
Well, I think both of them could come over and there would be no issues.
Yeah. Love both of them. Love them.
But we've discussed it. Age-wise, it's not going to make sense. It's the future. There's still Holocaust, the whole Holocaust thing again,
Well, I mean, they could if it's all multiverse, then they could just make up
with the
timeline.
Yeah, new background, kind of, I mean, the Holocaust, because they're both Jews, that was such an important part of their background. If they did go with a different background, it's a multiverse, it would be interesting. And I think someone brought that up. Like, do you leave behind the old backgrounds from, now almost 100 years ago and do something else, or do you stick with it and just re-originate it?
I would just want a new background, quite honestly.
We've talked about this.
I'm ready for it.
We've talked about this.
Eman says keep the old background. They're just aging 3 times slower than humans.
Because they're mutants. See, you don't change that, but you don't change certain legacy backgrounds. But we've already had the discussion. We've had that discussion. You don't want to open up that can of worms again.
So, but Eman, do you think Hugh Jackman is going to come back as Wolverine in some sort of capacity?
Yeah, like I said, yeah. I think he'll remember in one of the X-Men movies, I want to say the first one with McAvoy and Fassbender, he was there in a cameo capacity, right?
Yeah.
And he said 2 words, fuck and off. So I think that they can do something like that, right? They'll bring him back in some capacity where he is doing a cameo in passing. And I think it's going to be something along those lines.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think that it would be cool for him to come back. I think it's only going to be in a cameo capacity. I've even read the reason why he's done doing Wolverine is because I think one of the interviews was one of his answers was he wants to eat cheeseburgers again because like the training and all that stuff.
But here's the thing, that's how you bulk up. You can bulk up eating cheeseburgers, Hugh. I mean, you're skinny. Honestly, let's be honest, man. You're kind of little. They bulked you up to be a Wolverine. Eating a cheeseburger or 9 really actually helps with that body if you did it right. So I think that's absolute fucking bullshit, Hugh. You can have a cheeseburger, my friend.
Just no bun, right? Just the lettuce bun.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just lettuce bun. Yeah,
protein
protein burger.
Yeah,
protein. You know, you can have cheat days. See, what were you? No, see now it raises the question: what were you doing during your cheat days, Hugh? Why weren't you having cheeseburgers in between?
Those guys were not having. I mean, what's his name? The guy on the Eternals.
Camille.
Yeah, that guy did not have a cheat day. I mean, he openly admitted like this was the worst thing that.
Hold on. Okay, with that, I can understand. Look, I'm not being racist, but he is Indian and they're not supposed to eat cheeseburgers. So I can understand that.
Only the Hindus.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know what his diet is. We don't know what his religion is. So.
It's very true. Very, very true. I do retract what I just said.
There's Muslim Indians and Christian Indians.
I'm just stirring shit up. And I thoroughly believe that Diagea Mallard is red. I really
no. Diagea is one of my customers.
Do you send it to California in the Central Valley to someone because that could be red too? Look! Our friend aggressively relaxing. This is a very good point because the MCU and Marvel they're perfecting the art of de-aging, and look what they've done so far. I think they're still quite a ways away. They're still quite a ways away, but they're the only ones really doing it on a consistent.
You can de-age them, but as far as the physicality, I mean, just like what Luke was saying, like if they're 70 years old, they can't be doing stunts. That's for sure.
No.
So, I mean,
no.
And that Luke Skywalker cameo at the end of Mando, ooh, that was bad.
Bad isn't bad, or bad isn't good.
Bad isn't bad to the bone.
Oh, whoa. You need to do that again. Hold on, Luke. Please do that one more time. I'm gonna turn that into a GIF. Watch, it's gonna happen.
One of our listeners did ask this question, so I think we should talk about it. It came out today.
It does.
Yeah. I watched the preview. I don't know, I'm not saying the animation was bad, but that Tony Stark intro it didn't look polished.
So I don't think it is because this show comes out in August.
But that's why it's like
time.
I know, but that's why it's like, why did they start off with that?
How else are you going to bring people back to watch a show of a what if you don't start with one of the most iconic first scenes in MCU history with Tony Stark in the trailer? Yeah, peace. It's all about peace. Yeah, I love peace. Like that was iconic. That set the MCU. That got the MCU started. I thought that was a great one to pick.
The thing is, if they were going to do that, you got to polish that scene up.
I think it looked fine. I thought it did.
Okay, well, yeah, I thought it didn't look as polished as it should have. So the other ones, they looked better, I thought. I mean, I'm looking forward to it still, but I just thought that that animation for that specific episode or that particular episode just didn't look fully done. And
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I don't think, one thing to point out though, animation first appearances never really hold value, so I wouldn't go hunting too hard for any, Scar, Son of Hulk. Don't pay too much for any of these first appearances that are just going to be animated. Because
did they show Scar?
I don't think they showed it, but I think there's a rumor that he's in one of the episodes. So
okay, all right. And then what was the Doctor Strange what if then? Does anyone know what that one's all about?
I think we're gonna find out. You gotta watch the show, AJ. You're asking these questions, and the best way to answer is watch the show.
When's the premiere though? Did it tell the premiere date?
August 10th, I believe.
Wow, that's
Let me check.
close.
It's super close.
And so we're only gonna have a 3-week hiatus of no.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
This is gonna be crazy, man. If they're churning out shows with only 3-week gaps, this is going to be awesome.
And not to mention, eventually there won't probably be any gaps because eventually they're going to start churning out all those Star Wars shows.
August 11th. I apologize. August 11th.
It's been 7 months now with no new Star Wars, and I am seriously going through withdrawals.
Aren't you watching The Bad Batch?
Well, yeah, The Bad Batch, yeah. But I meant like live action.
Okay.
I think what Disney's plan is, when one show ends, another one will start off. Especially if they've got all those Star Wars ones coming out, and then they keep going with the Marvel ones, then eventually maybe just a 1 week off, if that.
But if you think about it, it's those are two completely different studios, right? You have Marvel Studios working on Marvel, and then you have Lucas working on Star Wars stuff. It's not Disney who really controls what comes out, other than you need to do this. It's up to the studios to let them know when everything is ready, and it's up to Disney to be like, all right, let's try to have it by this date instead, right?
But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure Disney's like, we want this by this time. Like Disney's gonna Disney's gonna tell them, okay, we need these shows by this specific date because we have these schedules set forth for the next 2 years.
I think, look, Sinister Titans asking, is the Book of Boba dropping this year? So according to the end of The Mandalorian, it's supposed to be dropping in December. However, my issue with that show is that I think it was announced, or it was decided to create that show during the release of The Mandalorian. So I think and I feel like the Book of Boba is going to be rushed because that was not announced. That was a show that was not announced in any of the releases prior to The Mandalorian. I think it was one of those things where it's like, dude, this guy's super popular. Just create it. Just do it. Just go ahead and create a promo and we'll come up with something. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that show is going to be rushed.
Now, I've heard another theory that of the opposite of that, Eman, in that Din Djarin and Grogu were supposed to part ways, and that was the end of their story, and that The Mandalorian season 3 would then follow Boba Fett's story.
Which I would believe that more than them having a season 3 of Mandalorian and a side story with Boba.
Right.
Which I hear is going to happen, that the Book of Boba is a completely separate story and show from The Mandalorian.
I'm fine with that. I'm
now
fine with that.
That right there, I'm not fine with. If it was Mandalorian season 3, that I'm actually okay with. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see more Boba ruling in Jabba's Jabba's criminal enterprise.
Yeah,
I want to see him being like really bad, like not good. You know what I mean? Like making extremely bad decisions for bad causes. I want to see a villain show. We don't get any villains. Everyone's got to be a fucking hero.
I mean, like, is he still a bad guy though? Because he seemed to be pretty like honorable, good guy now. Like, I've changed my ways since I've gone since I've escaped the Sarlacc pit. Right?
Yeah, it was still self-serving. Yeah, you're right.
He helped Mando, but that was his brother. I mean, that was his Mandalorian brother.
That's true.
And I think he would die for him. I think they would die for each other. But yeah, I want to see him be full-on gang boss, Tony Soprano, in Jabba's palace. How badass would that be?
Would be
Tony
pretty cool.
Soprano, just like killing dude. Salacious Crumb walks in, he just like rips him in half. I want Tony. I want a Sopranos. That's a really thing. I miss Sopranos. So.
Hey, they got the movie coming out pretty soon. So
yeah, that's right. So real fast because we kind of moved past it. Going back to What If, just real fast. I loved the fluidity of the animation. I loved how smooth the animation was. And if it's very possible for this to even happen, anybody that has one of those top of the line TVs that can run 60 frames per second, or if you have like a top really good gaming monitor that runs 144 hertz or 165 hertz, I bet you that show is going to look absolutely stunning because of how smooth and how fluid it is. Hopefully Disney does give us the technology or allows them to push out the technology to be able to do that for those people who have those high-end monitors and TVs. I just wanted to say that real fast because I just loved how smooth and just butter it was.
I hear you. And since we are talking Star Wars and we're talking animation, the one thing that I'm looking forward to more than the What If is the anime Star Wars anthology that's going to be coming out. That is what I'm actually looking forward more than the What If.
Are they? There's an anime anthology being released?
Yeah, they've got like layouts for it already. It was on Twitter, all over Twitter, like 2 days ago.
Wow. Okay, so do you remember that I believe it was a TIE fighter short? In anime style, is it going to be like that?
No. So maybe one of them, but basically Disney have requested, I believe it's 8 anime studios to write 8 different stories. So you're going to get 8 different anime styles. And that's why it's like a Star Wars anthology.
Oh, man.
Well, and that new Star Wars coming out for Free Comic Book Day is I believe it's manga style.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Like, that sounds amazing. An anime style Star Wars anthology TV show, which can possibly grow into an anime style movie and or another like continuous TV show if done correctly. And I think it can be done correctly.
I think
for all of our listeners and followers, look up Star Wars Visions, and you'll get a first look of all the anime Star Wars stuff that's coming out soon.
For all the listeners, why don't you share that with your, podcast compadres? Why us first and then the listeners? Now I'm interested in this. Series of short films coming to short films coming to Disney Plus. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 of them. Here, let me share this. Can I share 9? This? Yeah. Let me share this. So right here it shows These are the. So there's 9 episodes coming. The Duel, Lopin Ocho, Tatooine Rhapsody, The Twins, The Elder, The Village Bride, a Kikiri, TOB1, The Ninth Jedi. That one, I don't even know what that's about. And that sounds freaking awesome. Ooh wee.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, I'm looking forward to this more than the what ifs.
Okay. Check this out, you guys. I'm not gonna play it right now, but look at this. Just Star Wars Vision Special. Look, Disney Plus.
If we play it, are we gonna get flagged?
Well, if we play for a few seconds, we should be fine. Oh, you know what? Let's do it.
It looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Oh, I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop just because I don't want to get us flagged.
I can't take it
Holy
anymore. It looks so good.
Crap! That was announced just a few days ago.
It looks so good. That kind of flew under the radar too.
Jeez, yeah, I'm with you, AJ. I'm totally on board with what you just said. I'm more excited for that right there.
And I think that's why the what if, when I saw the trailer today, it wasn't, I wasn't as hyped for it because I knew of the anime coming out.
I can see why. I can see why. However, the fluidity of what if is what I'm just completely astonished by. I really am. Yeah. Hey, our friend, what's up, Jen? Comics will break your heart. She's hanging out with us. How you doing?
Hey, Jen. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it does look amazing. I'm absolutely
so good.
I didn't even know about this. Thanks for letting us know, AJ. That's and we're supposed to be a pop culture type podcast. I didn't even know about. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hand in my pop culture badge. I didn't fucked up today, so thank you very much. Oh man, yeah. I'm just like you. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Before we wrap up the show, let's talk about our picks of the week. Luke, I know that you've got some big stuff that you got. You went to a haul, or you picked up to a yard sale or something like that, or explain the story again.
Yeah, this is crazy. I need to know about this.
I buy comic. Well, I mean, I have a online comic store, and so I buy comics from the area, and I responded to one guy for one comic, and he said, "Hey, do you?" He said, "Are you interested in anything else?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, I have a shed out back. Do you want to come look?" And I went, "Sure." And so he takes me out to the shed out back, and I took a picture.
So did you buy all of those? Because I know you posted that on your Facebook.
It was like about 50 long boxes. And I was like, "Well, how much do you want for everything?" And he went, just give me $500.
Whoa.
And I went, well, let me think about it for a little bit. And that's when I posted in the group, and I was like, "Oh, I have an ethics dilemma. You know, if someone basically hands you the keys to the kingdom for $500, do you do it?" So it was a bigger deal. I gave him more. I did not do $500.
Oh, okay.
Good man. Very good man.
I couldn't do that. Would be I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So
now, did you go in blind? Like, you don't know what's in the
blind? Yeah.
When do you get to sift through them?
Blind. I did open up one. Let me see. Oh yeah, right here. And I'm excited.
He's gonna pull out some key.
Yeah, one book is already.
No,
it's not like $1 million book, but this is one of my favorite Hulk comics.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a dope cover.
The Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Homage cover. That's one of my favorite Hulk comics. I was like, okay, we're doing all right. So that was fun.
Nice.
But I know that I'm not a civilian in terms of collecting, and this is not like something that a lot of people experience. So it's I'm someone that literally I have 24/7 to devote to this. This is not, you know what I mean? This is not like, this is no longer a hobby. So
this is your full-time thing.
This is full.
If you don't do the research, you don't pick this up, you don't eat, right? So I mean,
yeah, well, exactly, yeah. Even though my wife is now, my wife's a school administrator, so I'm technically her kept husband. So
you're the what's Oprah's husband?
She doesn't have a husband.
Stedman.
You're Stedman.
Yeah. I am technically Stedman, so and I'm so fine with that. So fine.
If you were Oprah Stedman, you'd be okay with that too. So,
Eman, what pick up?
I picked up about 16 books, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you some of my favorites. All right. So, of course, this is the one book that I'm waiting to read right here. So, A Nice House on the Lake, #2, cover A.
All right.
Cover B. Can't wait to dig into that.
Both covers. Huh?
I know I've talked shit about Bad Idea, and it's their company that I have a problem with, but, checking it out to see what the book is all about. So Sleigh Bells, the one shot.
Okay.
And don't ask how, but I got myself a Final Five sticker also.
Okay.
Can you explain what that is? Final Five? I'm not aware of that.
So, for people who actually pre-ordered the Final 5 Bad Idea books and paid for them in full, would get that sticker, just indicating that they were one of the cool people that paid in full for the Final 5 books. I'm going to tell you now, I did not pay for all of those books. And I will put it out into the world, and I'm not going to tell you how I got it. Just know that I got my hands on it.
All right. I don't think I want to know how you got that sticker.
No, not like that. No, I didn't do no favors. Not like that. Okay,
Mr.
AJ,
Ambassador.
Like and then the Wind #8, one per store. My LCS knows that I love collecting Wind, so I get like a lot of the Wind covers.
I gotta say, I'm not reading Wind. I wasn't on board with it. I got the first issue. But I saw that at the shop, and I was like, "That is a nice cover." And I was like, "Yeah, it was a really nice cover." I'm like, "That character looks interesting," and it almost made me want to like just pick up that book and see what it's all about. But
she's like an angel who helps Wind, and I want to say that one of her people dies brutally in like issue number 4 or 5. I forgot.
Wow, okay.
But yeah, this is an interesting like take on I want to say elves. Then they have wings. I really, really, truly enjoy this book. Like I love the story, but that's me.
Yeah. What else you got?
I have a bunch of other stuff, but those are the ones that I wanted to show off.
Okay. I caved, guys. I got the one of the shops that I go to. They've got the Stray Dogs 1 through 4, the new printings that came out. I picked up a copy of each. So
nice. Well done.
I caved. I was like, all right, guys, I'm on board with reading this arc at least.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
E-Man, you ready to the lot next week?
You know what? It's kind of don't get left behind. And these later printings always end up being worth a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Is this the one you got, by the way, AJ? Because I got these in.
He's like, I got 29 of these. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Luke, I claim. Hold on.
I got a few.
Hold on. Claim. Luke.
5.
Claim Stray Dogs. All of them. Okay, there. Boom. Now it's out in the world. They are They are, in my opinion, even the cover A's, every single one of the Stray Dog covers are absolutely fantastic with the horror movie homages. Great.
Dude, I
great
was
covers.
reading this series late April. That sounded bad. I was promoting this series late April, and I had every cover for number 1. I had the all the movie homages,
Nice.
and the cover A and the cover B and the Silence of the Lambs cover. And I had all of them for $50. Nobody bought it for like 3 weeks. Finally, one guy bought it, and now, man, that guy sitting on some money.
Yeah,
I was getting them as they came out. I actually opened up all of my cover A's to read them because by issue 4, like the value of those books, they were okay. I think number 1 was going for like $10 by the time issue 4 came out. But then after issue 4 is when everything exploded. I'm like, shit, I should have saved cover A. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, you know.
What do you mean you should have saved cover A? What do you mean?
I should have saved it. I shouldn't have opened it, basically. I shouldn't have read it. I actually read all 5 of the books.
It's not like you crumple it up and like.
No, but you know, you want to be a collector, you want to be, you want to take care of them. You want them white pages. You don't want no creases or fingerprints on them. But but I do have all of the cover B's, and those are perfect. There's not. I didn't open those up. I immediately put them in my variant bin, and those are prime. Those are all 9.8 candidates.
Nice. But yeah, I picked those up. It's hard I actually was able to read a few books last night. Geiger and Basilisk. I can't decide which one was the read of the week. They were both really good reads.
Shh, don't say nothing, because both of those books I'm super excited to read. Like there is a lot of great books that came out this week, and I really by you saying that, it's giving me anxiety, because I really want to read. I really want to read those. So
maybe on Monday we'll do a quick little review on those issues.
That's what our Monday episode is supposed to be, AJ. Our Monday episode is supposed to be our talk about our read of the week episode.
Well, we on Thursdays we picked up on Monday, give our review.
Okay, we'll do that from now on. How about that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Batman, I had to get that jock cover. You guys didn't pick it up. Make sure you guys get that. And I also got the Nice House on the Lake. I read that as well. It's a good read, but it's like I said. All I'll say is Geiger and Basilisk. It's flip-flopping as read of the weeks for me.
It's so hard to impress you. It really is. It really is. It's always been hard to impress you. But yeah, Basilisk, Geiger, The Nice House on the Lake. What else? Wind. I'm really looking forward to just finishing Carmen. Also, I hate that book, but it's one of those things where it's like I need to finish it.
I'm sorry, Gillen March. I love you as an artist. Picked up the first issue because the covers were really nice, but I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yeah,
I couldn't either. I only collected it just to complete it because I knew it was only 5 issues. I'm like,
right.
Because you never know, right? Maybe it gets picked up, by some Spanish TV show to be, a TV show or something like that.
Yeah. Luke, were you going to show something to our viewers?
Oh, just the.
Oh no! It looked like because you grabbed the graded book, like you were gonna tell our viewers something, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, I did not like. I was not a fan of Carmen. It was a little boring for me. I read. I
picked up Ordinary Gods. I just haven't read it yet.
Yeah, so, I didn't pick it up, but it not by choice. My shop didn't get enough, and there was already like 4 people ahead of me that got it. So I'm gonna.
Same writer as Radiant Black. So if you you're a big fan of Radiant Black. So.
It sucks so much because Mark from Legion of Comics, as soon as I told him that I like Radiant Black because I was on his show, he immediately turned me off. He's like, "Nope, fuck that," because was like, wait, what's going on? And apparently there's this whole thing about Kyle Higgins and him leaving Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and then starting Radiant Black and how it's supposed to mirror his life. And we're supposed to feel sorry for him because he's the millennial with no money creating stuff. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, why'd you have to ruin Radiant Black for me, dude? I was liking it until you said that. It was supposed to be some kind of allegory for him leaving. I was like,
so it's a meta superhero story.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, why? I'm like, all right, well, that sucks now. Now I look at it hella differently. I'm like, thanks for ruining it for me, Mark. I appreciate it. Legion of Comics. I love the guy. Shout out to Mark. Love you, man.
Shout out, Mark. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for the night. Again, make sure you follow us on all our Instagrams. C-List Eman, Luke Weeks, C-List Villainous Red, even though he could not make it tonight. I am AJ the Comic Collector. Make sure you go to RKFA Comics. Go to that website, buy some books. Even though Luke is Stedman,
Beyond the Breach. Releasing
Beyond the Breach
Wednesday.
Yep.
We got that exclusive on the website.
Hold on. This isn't for everyone. I may have one extra copy for someone, and it might be a giveaway. But speaking about Beyond the Breach,
nice.
This is the Aftershock Ambassador exclusive cover. What? I was already able to read Beyond the Breach because of this, you guys. So it was fun. It was a good read. I thought it was a good beginning to a story. It cut straight to the chase. So let's see what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
Claim. That's 2 books.
Again, go to RKFA Comics, buy some books there.
Yes.
Luke's also got some other exclusives. He's got the. Did you sell out of Bunny Mask yet, or you still
sold out? I'm down to Damage Reserve. So.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Damage Reserves for Bunny Mask if you still want that exclusive. Make sure you follow us on our IGs. We've got 2, the C-List Villains IG and then the C-List Villains Podcast IG. Again, guys, thank you for coming on, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Laters.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the C-List Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at clistvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, C-List Villains and C-List Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List Eman, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.